Hey Pisces, welcome to my channel. My name is Katie and today I'm going to be doing our reading from a different perspective. I'm going to be using the Witch's Tarot, and today we're going to be doing just a daily general, see what is going to be happening here and what is showing up for you, best confirmations, advice, predictions, whatever the divine wants to bring. I hope you're all doing great. How is the year starting for you? I would love to hear all about it. Comment in the comment section below. And like this video if you like this perspective. If you like this angle, please let me know. All right. Oh, wow. Well, first of all, I'm taking upright cards only. But not only that, this is coming out, upright regardless. But 10 of Cups. Look at that, you guys. Highest form of emotional fulfillment. Right now, you may be enjoying a time of plenty, a time of happiness, joy, ease. Some of you may be feeling like you can finally breathe. I don't know what that means for you. Take it if it resonates. Some of you are happy seeing your children. Some of you are happy maybe connecting to your family, perhaps for the holidays. Maybe your grown children came back from school or anything like that, and it seems like there's a good time here. Some of you may be saying goodbye. Some of you may be, coming back to the routine and, just like you, everybody else. And this could represent a departure of some kind here. Some travel, maybe. But let's see what else is showing up. For the challenge, you got here the 7 of Cups. Pisces, some of you are having a difficulty making decisions. You may feel like you change your mind every 5 seconds, like you can barely keep up with what you yourself have chosen. You may say that you're going to do one thing, and before you know it, you change your mind, and before you know it, you come back to that first option. And this could be quite draining. It could be quite confusing, and it can also take a lot of time, preventing you from actual progress. Between that going back and forth, you can have weeks of that. And if you had made a choice, maybe those weeks could have been invested in one of those choices becoming a solid project or solid manifestation in the physical realm. For the recent past, you have here the 9 of Wands. Very, very interesting and beautiful card. Some of you are feeling a little beat up because of the journey. Some of you are feeling kind of tired. You've been putting in a lot of work for a really long time. This card always shows up for Pisces. Recently, of course. And it is leading me to believe that it's time to do something about it. It's time to start shedding all of the things that are weighing you down, holding you back. Some of you are feeling tired physically. Others of you are feeling tired almost like in an existential sense, on a soul level. And there are ways to deal with this. There are ways to lighten your load. It doesn't have to be this hard. And in order to continue moving forward, there is a need to put the bags down, like everything you've been carrying, putting it down and getting sort of like a really clean new beginning. We talk about new beginnings all the time because they happen all the time. Every time something ends, something new begins. So you're never going to be missing that message in all tarot readers' readings here on YouTube or anywhere. It's like there's always new beginnings and endings, new beginnings and endings. They're always happening. Some are huge, some are small, but they're always in the background going on. And I feel like it's time to make sure that if you want to move forward, you need to make sure that you're not carrying the past. And this, of course, will mean different things to every single one of you. But it seems it seems like you can't have both the baggage and the freedom. It's almost as if you're wanting to run light, enjoy the scenery, and just get to your goal running fast and enjoying, but you can't just run and enjoy if you're carrying a bunch of bags. It's just not possible. And I feel like that has been the case, and you have chosen to walk instead. But you have been walking with all of these bags, a lot of baggage, past trauma, disappointments, heartaches, pain, illness, chronic illness for some of you. All sorts of relationships, all sorts of tests that have come and gone, and in one way or another, I feel like you're carrying them with you. Take it if it resonates, of course. But they're telling me here, it's okay to just let go. It's okay to surrender all of that burden to the divine and let the divine take that away from you. And how would that look? Well, maybe some of you need to release an old home filled with memories. Maybe it's a property that's been giving you headaches, that has a lot of demands on you. Maybe not a property, but objects. Maybe some of you have held really tight to a lot of objects, and now they're saying, you know what, it would be best for you to release it. And I feel like this is just a confirmation for you. You already know this. Some of you are looking around and you're buried in objects. You're buried in memories. You're buried under so much history that is ultimately not serving you, because every time that you see that object, you're reminded of that person that passed away. Every time that you see that picture, you're reminded about how that person did something or couldn't do something or whatever. And it's like, I feel like some of you are surrounded by trigger objects that you consider to be like, oh, you know, sentimental value, memory stuff. But honestly, it seems like all they do is trigger you. Of course, in subtle ways. But if you want to move forward, Pisces, and this message is resonating here, they're saying it's okay to let go of everything. Everything. Clean slate. Some of you listening may have issues with hoarding, and your home may start feeling very claustrophobic for you. Some of you are in a point in which you need professional assistance with that, and they're telling you here, you need to sign up for it. You need to commit to this. So that may be a confirmation for some of you as well. In the future, I see you standing strong, firm, well planted, knowing that your strength is the divine strength, knowing that every bit of energy that the universe has to almost support itself and to make things happen is energy that you are entitled to in a way and that you can access. There is unlimited faith in the near future for you. There is harmony, there is love, serenity. There is no need to fight fear and trouble, because there is no fear and trouble in the future. But right now, with the Seven of Cups and the Hangman, you may feel very upside down. You may feel like things are undefined, unclear. You may feel like you don't know how to go about things, what is going to happen next. And if you don't have that information, then you don't have, the next step after that. And it's just like, some of you feel like you're completely up in the air. Some of you as well may be feeling defensive because of the past. Astrologically, perhaps, or for whatever reason, you may have had a chapter in your life that, a decade or 5 years or even longer, that has really tested your boundaries, your abilities to protect yourself, your abilities to not overgive, to read people, not overly trust others too quickly. And I feel like, I think this came out in yesterday's reading. No, I'm not sure. But some of you are in this like very defensive energy, and you're going to be realizing that there is nothing to defend yourself from anymore. And that may feel strange. That may feel quite weird. Maybe you're always used to doubting certain people because you know that they are sketchy. And maybe now those people are not there anymore. And all you find yourself surrounded by is good people. And you realize that some of you may be realizing that paranoid attitudes that you have. You may realize that you have these tendencies that are now not directed towards something or someone, just towards a memory of when that happened back in the day or whatever. You may realize that you're not really fighting anyone, that no one is fighting back, that there is nothing to protect yourself from. And this is beautiful. This is beautiful. In your environment, I see here the Six of Wands. Some of you already won, and you haven't even realized it. Some of you have already won. You already did it. You already got to the goal you wanted. You already accomplished this. But I feel like you may have been in survival mode for so long that you haven't even stopped to smell the roses because you're afraid to stop because it may be dangerous or because whatever. But I see here that victory is yours, and your environment is going to be presenting this to you now in ways that are undeniable. You may get an award, you may get some kind of prize, maybe a windfall of abundance, a payment, maybe really good physical manifestations all around you, to the point in which you will need to say, oh wow, the work that I've done worked. I made it. I'm seeing someone like boxing or like UFC. UFC? Is that what it is? Fighting? Ultimate fighting? I don't know. I'm seeing someone in this kind of like fighting cage or like ring or something, and I see someone who is lost in this like trance state of warrior energy. I see someone, this is very graphic, of course, this is a symbology, this is not necessarily what's happening, although it could be for one of you out there. I'm seeing a man beating the shit out of another man, and the other man is already unconscious, and I see the other one just continuing to beat him up, and people separating them, and this person being kind of like in a trance, and I see someone saying like, hey, you won, like he's knocked down, you won, and this other person is like in such a haze that they don't even realize that they have accomplished what they wanted. They have just kind of gotten possessed by this warrior energy. Pisces, I feel like some of you have gotten into this energy as well. Of course, not literally. Hopefully. But you know what I mean? It's some of you are in such a role that you may have not realized and look around and said, oh wow, like it's done. And that's because maybe some of you are afraid of the emotions. Now I am seeing this same, is this a movie? Like, I don't know what I'm seeing in my third eye, but now I see the same guy. It's like the referee or whatever, coming in and saying, you won, whatever, and giving him kind of like the title or whatever. And this guy just breaking down into tears and falling to his knees and not believing that it's all over. That it's actually over, that not only he won, but that the fight is over, that he doesn't need to train anymore, that he doesn't need to, be in this mindset of obsession towards something. And I feel like that wave of emotion here that has overcome him to make him cry and fall to his knees is maybe what some of you are afraid of. Some of you are afraid of acknowledging that something is over because a difficulty, because when that wave hits, it hits. Crying, you know, feeling, expressing, truly becoming vulnerable towards yourself or others. And some of you are like not in the mood for that. Some of you are like, you know what, I've cried enough in my lifetime, like I'd rather just stay in this like autopilot warrior energy and just be like, okay, I did it, great, what's next? Because some of you don't want to dive deep into that emotion. But for some of you, that is going to be actually what's helpful. And I see here some of you have gotten so used to always carrying this burden. It has become your nature. It has become the automatic default setting. And some of you may not know what to do with yourself with so much lightness, what to do with yourself with so much free time, what to do with yourself with so much extra cash. Some of you are not familiar with being out of the struggle. And Spirit is telling you here, well, you better get familiar, because there is no struggle coming. There is no danger. There is no massive goal that you need to bend yourself backwards to attain. You made it. This is it. You're good. And that's the process that is starting now. Finding the harmony within what you always knew you wanted to bring your harmony. It sounds dumb, but like, swear to God, this is what I'm getting very, very strongly too, very clearly. So yes, Pisces, this is what I have for you. Very interesting reading. Please comment below, let me know what you think. And let me know if you like this form, you know, this setting, because in this way you can see the cards a little bit more clear. Either way, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next reading. Please make sure to check that description box and join our email list. That is when you're going to find all of the massive discounts for like a billion products that I'm going to be launching this year. So check it out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, my loves.